What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome to today's Tier Talk where I am forgetting something. There we go. Welcome back to today's Tea Talk. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Let me know how your day is in the comments and what you guys have been up to this Friday. Got some interesting topics to cover today. Anything that is not covered or I just didn't have time to go over will be down in the description below so you guys can check it out. Now, I want to make this very clear. This is nothing to do with Cyberpunk 2077. There is inspiration of it behind it, but it has nothing to do with that. So just to avoid confusion on any stance, with this game, it is very similar to Cyberpunk 2077, at least from what I noticed in the article. Now, it goes on to say in the article that the studio is well aware, by the way, that Ghost Runner is a confluence of ideas drawn directly from other games, movies, shows, but acknowledges a direct inspiration with pride. They admit to drawing several inspirations from pop culture, and for me, whenever I look at the pictures, which will be all along here, it does remind me, and I actually did think at first it was news on Cyberpunk 2077. It also kind of reminded me of The Matrix in a way, with going back and forth to these kind of like different realities and everything, which I think is pretty cool. Now, it continues on to say that Ghost Runner wouldn't have made such a strong impact at Gamescom if it hadn't stood out for some reason, especially with Cyberpunk 2077 attending the same expo. Which I'm really excited for Cyberpunk 2077, which do you guys think I should play it on the channel? If so, let me know down in the comments below. Even though this is a horror-based channel, I'm very excited. Mostly because Keanu Reeves is going to be in the game, but I'm very excited. It goes on to say it's a game that asks what happens when someone brings a katana to a gunfight, just like the old-fashioned saying, never bring a knife to a gunfight. Forcing you to close the gap between enemies, free running abilities, and hit them before they can hit you kind of ideal. See, for me, whenever I see this kind of game, I always think of this kind of post-apocalyptic world where it's a Terminator mixed with Matrix, mixed with Cyberpunk, mixed with these different apocalyptic worlds that are all combined together. Now, does this look like a ripoff of Cyberpunk 2077? Of course it does. He's blatantly stating that he took ideas from other franchises, games, movies, and pop culture. But is it its own unity? We'll have to see. Because for me personally, like I said, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, is that a new update on Cyberpunk? No, it's just a Cyberpunk wannabe. As for Ghost Runner's story, Cyberpunk's Western-inspired themes of revenge, redemption, and anti-heroism are all here, alongside the genre's more political reminiscence on classic conflict and transhumanism. Copyright claim. Whenever you look at the concept here, even the backdrops and the pictures, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm kind of skeptical because they're flat out making it look like the game that is about to come out. I honestly do not know what's going to happen, if this is going to sell really well, if it's going to do well, considering the fact that I'm not gonna lie, it looks like a straight ripoff. So now let's get on to some PS5 news, which kind of irritated me when I first heard about it, to be honest. Now, it states here in the article that the Sony PS5 feature is the ultimate cheat in PlayStation's deathmatch with Xbox. Now, it goes into saying for some, the best thing about a game is trying to figure out the next piece of the puzzle, which room to enter, block to move, or grave to dig. For others, it's the worst thing ever and almost always results in them taking YouTube search in an all too popular tutorial video. But the Sony PlayStation PS5 could put an end to all of this. Sony has reserved the right to a new feature called PlayStation Assist, where basically if you have trouble in a game, PlayStation Assist will help you through those rough sections. Now, according to the information in the patent documentation, the tool uses AI to provide players with real-time assistance should they hit a dead end. Expected to do this by highlighting areas of interest in a scene, such as the location of hidden weapons. You guys know, like, the map of the hidden goods that you had to get, or that you didn't have to get it, it was a choice to get it in Resident Evil 4. Yeah, PlayStation can probably do all of that and be like, oh, here is your weapon of choice, here's where you can get the grenade bomb, and here is where you can kiss my ass, because this is a horrible idea. Because it might not be able to locate different items, different specific niche things that you need for like a mission, if you by chance in the game have extra side missions that you need to go on, like The Witcher, for example, which has so many side missions. Holy moly, it has like a straightforward storyline, so many side missions though. So I wonder how that would do with PlayStation Assist, as well as Doom. I want to know how Doom would do on PlayStation Assist, because there's no way. You just have to pray to the, gaming gods almighty that you don't get dead. It's on to saying that the easiest way to visualize the feature in action, at least from what we were able to discern from a brief explanation in the paperwork, is by picturing particles that show up in LEGO Star Wars, the complete saga. When you need to assemble a structure, something similar would happen with PlayStation Assist is triggered. So basically, it's kind of like a ghost. And it's leading you and it's showing you like, oh, here's a hologram of the things you need to do. Now you actually have to do. It's kind of spoon feeding players, not gonna lie. It's a horrible idea. I'm not with it. I don't like it. PlayStation, you need to bring back backwards compatibility and you need to stop spoon feeding people, okay? You give us a final date, finally, of The Last of Us 2, which took for freaking ever. And then you drop this bomb on us. And you tell us, oh, we're going to assist you through games because we like to hold people's hands. It's like the Democrats. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Is it a good thing that PlayStation Assist is going to be a thing? Or is it like, nah, bruh, I don't need that in my life? Like, personally, I'm old-fashioned. I like to figure my way out through games, and I like to have migraines afterwards. That's like an earmark that I had the struggle and I went through it successfully. Listen, if I don't have a bloody nose and a migraine after a game, wasn't worth it. So the next story that we're going to go into is some Silent Hills, which makes me want to cry every single time I say it. We're never going to get a Silent Hills. Just let that sink in for a second, okay? After playing the games and after being a fan now of not only the movies but of the game franchise, I can honestly say that I am more disappointed in a game developer than I have ever been in a very long time. Even though technically this is old news. It happened years ago. It happened back in 2013. People are still finding different things about Silent Hills. So recently there was a data miner that found different secrets in PT Silent Hills, which kind of gruesome. I mean, gruesome for other people. For me, I'm like, ooh, give me more. There's hidden cut content and there are new things that we find out about the character Lisa. The data miner behind finding these secrets, his name is Lance McDonald. So Lance, if you're watching this, hi, how are you? He's dug into Dark Souls, he's dug into Bloodborne, he's been able to find some pretty awesome things in games. He found out that Lisa is actually following you throughout the entire game. From the point that you get the flashlight, Lisa is there, behind your back, most literally. Anytime you see the shadow, which I've seen in like walkthroughs of that creepy shadow that's behind you, that's Lisa. And you know how some games say that depending on how you play the game, it'll be structured a certain way depending on your behavior, your movements, how you do everything, etc., etc. All the things from the torn photos to Lisa herself are always there. They are just hidden. And there is a way to actually strip layers away from a game in data. You just have to know how to do it, and I have no clue how to do that. So these little secrets are all invisible until a game decides to flip a switch and turn them on. This means while Lisa is technically still following the player, there will always be a version of her that is perpetually standing in the middle of the hallway, staring into your soul quite deeply. Really, she's taking the multiverse theory to a whole nother level. Perfect example is how Lisa gives you that jump scare when you open up the bathroom door and she kind of just shuts it back. She's like, no, not pee-pee time. And then Lisa is still behind you. They're just different versions of Lisa throughout the teaser. Now, it states here in the article that I gathered from Kotaku that Lance found that there were multiple states of the bathroom that you could find. Since, like I said, some code is hidden, the players just normally never find it, but it states here that McDonald found that in the bathroom has multiple states, and that early game includes moments where Lisa's corpse is hidden just out of sight. It's a graphic scene. Lisa's headless corpse is half submerged in a full bloody bathtub. It's something that the final game only teases with gruesome stabbing sounds and bloody splatters in the room. It turns out that the horrible results of a murder were in the game's code the entire time, and the player just couldn't see it. So let me know what you guys think of this. Are you guys kind of excited that there was some new stuff that was found? By the way, thank you, Lance, for finding those things for us. It is very much appreciated. I'm really excited that these things are being found, and also kind of spooked in a way, because it just means that developers are that clever to put anything into a horror game. And last but not least is our cafe of the week. And actually, it's both a cafe and a restaurant, and I've been to this restaurant. I was actually there for my 24th birthday, and it is called the Beetle House NYC. It is right in Manhattan. It is one of the best restaurants I've ever been to, and it is based off of Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is one of my favorite films ever. I love Beetlejuice so much. And it's actually like kind of like tucked away what looks like a kind of like corner of a side street, but it's actually like pretty cool, you know. It looks pretty horrifying. But when you go inside, there are all these like purple and pink and blue lights, very aesthetically. Although when you first go in there, I do have to say, let your eyes adjust to the light before you try to like move around, because it is quite dark in there when you first go in and you think, oh, it's not open, but really it's just all aesthetics. They have different kinds of drinks, they have different kinds of menu items. For me personally, when I went there, I had the mac and cheese with tomatoes. It is delicious. I would highly recommend going there, and I'm actually really happy I can recommend a place that I've actually been to. So if you guys ever check out the Beetle House, please be sure to tell them that your Huggable Hipster sent you. And yeah, I was actually able to vlog little bits and pieces. I'm not sure, but I think I still have my birthday vlog up from a few years ago. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Have you guys been to the Beetle House? Because I want to know. But if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe, because I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and double uploads on Friday. Stay casually nerdy, you guys, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Peace.